evening, everyone, and welcome to the third race of the ARCA Remax series sponsored by Pontiac. This time we're at Atlanta Motorspeedway for the Hooters 100. We have 65 laps of the Atlanta Motorspeedway. This is the old configuration with all the nice bumps, dumps, dips, and dives. And welcome to the third race of the ARCA Remax series sponsored by Pontiac. This time we're at Atlanta Motorspeedway. I have my stream open. My stream open. Okay, now we got it. 65 laps. As we have Trevor Gupta starting on pole. Also, he'll get our extra point. So let me make note of that. And we'll get rolling here.
Drivers, to your cars.
Those are just getting rolling here today.
Drivers, to your cars.
Hey, let's go through our running order for today's race. In first position, we have the number 27 of Tashi Gupta. Second place, we have the 24 of Santi Messi, the 51 and of Joshua Gaiman, the 13 of Quinn Ryan, the 40 of Jamison Hole, I'm going through the groups here. The 9 of Lotus King, the 00 of Jakov Rosevich, the 11 of Hanheiser Walkner, the 69 of Salis Huddleston, the do not have him on here. Of Noah, apparently that's Noah Hobston. The 43 of Leighton Aviard, the 4 of James Reddick, the 33 of AJ Kosnoff, the 09 of William Kinsella Jr., the 64 of Daniel Paulus Jr., the 18 of Nate Newman, the 80 of Hazel Escobar, the 66 of Kylie Sheets, the 6 of Kat Durham, the 79 of Rose Redna, the 50 of Dalton Hayes, the 21 of Josh Drake, our last week's winner, the 78 of Andre Stefan, and GP Luxembourg in the 14 that rounds out your field. So get ready to pace ace and get ready to go green here. We have our current points leader actually starting quite far back. With Josh Drake starting in 22nd position with his 2 last dominant runs. We'll see how far he gets up the lead after the 65 laps go to waste. As we get ready to go green here comes the green flag, and we get ready to go to racing, and we begin our first lap. These cars get up to speed here. They take about 2 laps to get up to speed. 8 around Atlanta Motorspeedway, going about 130 miles an hour. As we get into turn 1, we still have Gupta still in the lead. 8 holding off that bottom line. A top line with Santi Messi drops back a little bit, losing the draft. See, it goes up as Gupta comes up to the top line. They get the run, leaving the bottom out to dry. So you start filing back and forth in the back. 51 got a move done on holding up the lead. I think he'll be credited with the first lap one here. First lap here. That's 51 and falls back in line. Here comes the 13 on the outside line, getting above the 40. And the 13 will be credited with that lap. Quinn Ryan. We got a 2-car lead. No. Oh, they just spread out a little bit. Still 2 by 2 all the way to the back of the field. Oh, they're gonna go 3 wide. 2 back. About 3 cars back. Between the 43, 27, and 11. And then they file back to 2 wide all the way down. Looks like GP Luxembourg is falling out a little bit, losing the draft. Now as the field bunches up, going into 1 and 2, Oh, he gets it back. Still 2x2 all the way back. Now we got a little 3 wide action, and near the rear of the field with the 69. Eyeing the 66. No, there's still 3 wide back there. Oh, we got a little more hard action coming to the back of the field. Looks like our last race leader is coming up through the field. Field at, looks around 15th, 16th place. I got some true racing going on. I got 3 wide in the back. Let's go back there for a little bit. Got two-way going 3 wide between the 64, the 50, the 14, and the 14. That looks like 3 wide. Right here, I think 479 50. My apologies. Even got 3 wide coming up here, or closer to the front between Noah Hobbs and Escobar and AJ Kosnoff. We got 3 wide now in the front. There's still 3 wide. There's a 3 wide battle for the lead between this, looks to be the 78, the 43, and the 11. Now it's back to 2x2 racing. We just got 2x2 still all the way back. It looks like someone's gonna go for a little 3 wide. Gonna go 3 wide into 1. No, he's gonna tail back, knows better. A long race, still got a long way to go. It's great to see all these younger drivers and even less experienced drivers than that being nice, safe, and cool and collected on this big track. Even though we're running pretty slowly with these a lot older cars, it's nice to see them trying to take it easy. But as soon as I say that, here comes 11 go make it 3 wide. 13 getting caught up in that vacuum bubble that you see commonly in Daytona and Talladega. So he starts falling back. Here comes up the 9, holding and getting some drafting help with his teammate. Those matching Ryobi and Home Depot cars. Cat Durham and King. And Lotus King. The 6th and the 9 teammates. Hey, it's something Wedge Motors working together nicely. No, the 6 is going to be the back man, and for the 9, holding off the 13. But he's going to get the push. Actually, has more help down there. Cat Durham's going to get the lead away from his teammate as he completes his first leading lap. As our faster cars and our slow cars start bunching up, start dropping back to the field. As the leader of that second pack, GP Luxembourg starting from all the way in the back. And here comes our race leader, our points leader, the 21, and of Josh Drake. They're coming up to the leaders now. Now let's take lead with our last race lead, our most recent race winner. I'm gonna keep quiet so you guys can hear this. Get off Josh Drake's car. It looks like we have a car in the back. At least the 69 of Huddleston. Maybe he has a bit of an engine problem. And in race 1 he had an unfortunate fuel pump failure. Looks a lot slower than the rest of the cars. Telemetry going about 110, 111. Well, our leader in comparison is going about 124. Or without a lead draft. Here's 21, and coming off the... Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you hear me. Hope you're hearing nice and clearly. Alright, I got you now. Not too long. We've got about 18 laps completed here at Atlanta. Yes. Oh, you're good, you're good. Race getting interesting. We have our most recent race leader, the 21 of I have the Josh Drake leading the field right now. I don't know what's going on with that car, but it seems like they got something special under there. I'm sure ARCA Remax official is going to have a nice close look at that car. Now we're running the PR Atlanta, and we found that these drivers like it here better. They run faster, they run cleaner. Though these cars are not really all too very powerful, you know, and that's ARCA officials rating these motors approximately 400 horsepower. No, absolutely. And we've got some nice racing here. As we complete lap 22, we have our recent race leader in the 21 car, our Josh Drake leading the field. Over to the 18 of Nate Newman right behind him. Uh-oh. Alright, so unfortunately it looks like our Tigger is not working again. I think this is more of a problem than I realized. So we are not going to, we're going to disregard that ticker and open the in-game ticker. No, it is a quite a rough dance between getting all these things right. But it looks like we have our first lap car. That would be the 69. Mr. Huddleston. Silas Huddleston. He had a little bit of a problem the first race. Unfortunately, he retired due to a fuel pump problem. right at the end. He was battling it all day. Seems like that team hasn't figured out that car yet and the problems that's going to have. Even though I'm sure that they've fixed the fuel problem, that might be another thing. So We'll have to wait and see until they give us a report at the end of the race. Well, I like it. At these speeds, these cars run more like Daytona and Talladega, so both high and low lines work quite well. You know, we're only hitting about 130 miles an hour at the top end with cars in the draft, so I would think that, yeah, each line works. You'd see most drivers in the back, though, are kind of trying to find their groove, trying to find which line works best for their car. But most of these field guys in front have their cars sorted out, like they like the line that they're in. Now, hopefully this is better. Yeah, working out some technical difficulties with our communications between me and my co-partner here, Brian. Yeah. Oh, as we have some of our leaders starting to make their green flag stops. Most of these guys in the back have been leading in the draft most of the day. Yeah. You know, these cars are so slow, you can do that. You can practically get up to the line and slam on the brakes. Yep. Still always will be sketchy. As the top 5 start getting into the pits. As the rest of the group get in. As our little pack are just leaving. Yep, everyone is coming this time. Gang looks like just be 4 tires and a little bit of gas. Yeah, it's next stretch. Yeah. If there's no caution, it'll be at least one more stop before the end of the race, depending on who's good on fuel or not. I think GP Luxembourg is going to lead the lap. As the other pack starts getting up to speed. There wasn't much of a difference between the 2 laps, but I can definitely say that there could be a definite alliance between some of these teams.
14 seems to be pretty well off.
Absolutely, after the last 2 races, he seems to be in a good position.
Of course, the 21 run by the Walkers, or at least one of the Walkers.
Yeah, that I think
Always the force.
always is with Walkner backing. I'm sure that 21 team has a lot of experience they can work off of running this track and having a great setup. There's nothing illegal about racing setups, but it definitely is a help. But yeah, GP Luxembourg last 2 races have gotten 21st and 16th place respectively. So probably will feel good having that car up front today.
I wonder if these two are going to run away with this race now, or if they feel it's going to catch up.
I'm not sure the 2-car tandem, from what I've been gathering, is not all too powerful compared to a pack race. So I'm sure at some point these 2 will be caught. There's about 7.5 seconds between the 3rd place car of the 79. Which would be Rose Radna, one of our few female drivers in the NSSR universe. But it looks to be on the ticker they are actually leaving the 79 line, now the gap being 8.1 seconds back. And there's a 79 line with a 3-car team between herself, the 11 of Anheuser-Walkner, and the 00 of Jakov Rosovich. It looks like 11's going to go for a move on the 79. Although I wouldn't advise it as the commentator with some racing experience. They actually gained almost a second on the leaders, but still you want to work together on this, as all 3 of you would have a position of winning.
Yes, but sometimes patience is a virtue, and not all the virtues.
That is true. Everyone's patience has a limit. And I'm sure that just over halfway in this race, some of these drivers are getting a little impatient, just sitting around and filing around.
Looks like the whole thing I was about to make some room as well.
Now the gap's 8.8 seconds back. See how proof that
Fighting with each other is gonna hurt a lot.
yeah, exactly. They're all about 120 miles an hour. Or the 21 just did 119 at the Tri-Oval last lap. This lap he's about doing the same speed.
But even the pack behind them is still losing time to that 2-car lead.
Absolutely.
9 seconds back to 3rd, what I'm seeing, and 13 back to 2nd pack and 6th.
I do believe that this is definitely, if nothing happens up front.
Also, there's a lap car there. Just now noticed that. The
Uh-oh.
running at the front of that 2nd pack.
Looks like we got a car blowing up in the back. It looks like the 78 8 of Andre Stefan. Unfortunate loss for that motor. Other than that team, that single car team coming out with Racing Ventures. Sure, that's not what they want to see. Looks like they got just enough power to limp it home. Interior cams gives us about 6,000 RPM at the most. But as he comes off the track and into the pits, we have our 2 race leaders again, 21 to 14. Absolutely. Both the 69 is 1 lap down and 78 is 1 lap down as well. Assuming they're going to retire at the end of the race, have their retirement at the end of the race. So we can finally get to see what's going on with that car. But I do have to say, this 21 has been really down in the past 3 races, and I'm sure that the ARCA officials are not too happy with it. I'm sure he's going to be picked for post-race, and they're going to really have to comb through that car.
I understand as much, however, sometimes it's just a matter of right car, right chassis, right setup, right driver.
That is true.
14 is right there with them, and it only took pit stops for them to get separated. Which, by the way, the second pack has caught the first pack, and now they're all amalgamated.
Yep. There's their second pack. There's a nice little pack here. From 10th to 12th. From 3rd to 12th. And then from 13th on down to the 20th. They got a pack. And then from the 27 to 13 are working together. Yeah, it seems like everyone has gone through their own pack and gone into their own groove now. But we're gonna see, if there's no caution, we're gonna see all having to pit around 60, 62. If there is a caution, everyone's coming down because they won't make it on fuel.
Yeah, this month the window's open.
Absolutely.
Everyone can make it from to the end from the
Exactly. If there's a caution, everyone's gonna make it if they take fuel.
somebody who can right now. I don't see it happening, but it could happen.
Could always happen. You know, a rogue team, rogue car might do it, make that call, see if they can work anything out with the track position.
It wouldn't be a bad idea because then you have enough time to burn up those tires and that fuel thrashing to try and make up the time.
No, absolutely. And
The leaders are slowing down more tires.
also, if you pit now, if you ever lose a lap, you can always get that lap back, and you'll, worst case scenario, be right where you are now, or best case scenario, you can have the, you can get the lead.
Of course, a lot of that is optimistic. As anyone who's ever watched the races figured out fairly quickly. And it's an old adage that rings true every time. Getting to somebody is one thing. Passing them is quite another.
Yes. Even 3 races in, we found some of the cars that you don't want to be behind. passing them is a true difficulty. I know Escobar is fairly aggressive, not letting people past him. Of course, when you can't do much about a car that's faster than you, when you're blocking someone behind you. But we're getting 3 wide for battle for third, between the 16, 11, and the 9. But 11 falls back, and big track, small cars.
Not that small.
No. As I've always loved to say, the faster you're going, the smaller it gets.
That's not just television talking.
No, that's not just tunnel vision.
Yeah, they're getting very racy for third place, but I get the mentality they're trying to take what they can.
No,
They think that they have what's needed to get to the leaders.
oh, absolutely. You know, you're 11 seconds back from the front 2 cars who are just getting past some of the lapped cars in the back. The 27 are pole sitter of Gupta, and the 13 of Quinn Ryan. I've been pretty good about the names so far. I just had to open my notes back up for them. Regardless where Tashi Gupta ends up, he still gets 1 point for getting the pole. I mean, it's not much, more of a consolation prize more than anything that's far back, but point's a point. You know, though 21 is pretty far up in points, you never know what can happen.
Yes.
But looks like they're not losing too much time behind these lapped cars, actually using them a little bit for extra speed.
Yeah, they're if they can't get around them, they're going to use them either as a drafting team or as a team.
Yes.
And once they're around, they'll move on like they had been. However, they are losing a fair bit of time right now because both of these lap cars are in both the main lanes.
Yes.
Each different team may be running one around and the 21's about to join them. But again, like we just said, getting there is one thing, passing is another.
Exactly. You've got the 14 using Tashi Gupta, and Tashi Gupta pushing the 21. Now the 13 is going to fall back. And it looks like it's going to be a 4-car, if they're smart, be a 4-car train.
And this idea of pushing the fallback is not a bad one, especially in a full train like this. Now, if you're at Talladega and there's 30 cars, then you're pushing your luck a lot.
Now,
But around here, that would be fine.
yeah, there's not much to the Talladega. There's not much room to fall back on, but so far ahead, about 12 seconds now from the lead pack, you can push and pull. Track so wide that you can have room to find a lane.
Is that the 27 and the 13 that they're battling with right now?
The 27 and the 13 are considered technically 1 lap down. They're more using them as drafting aids.
Well, they've stopped being aids for the last couple of laps.
Yeah. It went from, looks like the aids no longer of use, and they're gonna see if they can get past Gupta and go on their merry way, as the gap's closed by about 6/10 to third and in the 9.
Amazingly, though, it doesn't seem to have penalized them at all. They're still 12 seconds ahead of that pack. And if anything, it's just held them where they are. Now they're both trying. Now both of the leaders are trying to get past the 27. And they're just kind of tag team going low. Who's going to actually get it?
Yeah.
Or are they going to split it and make a show of it?
Going into 3, it looks like it's gonna try and make a show of it. If 13 doesn't, 13 just dive down in between the leaders. Now, at third car, now the 00 of Rosovich has gained 2/10 that last lap.
It's because that second pack finally got reorganized into 2 lanes. They're not shuffling around for that leader spot.
Here's a couple of the groups. Now here's our second group of cars. If there's any accident, this is the group that probably work the best together and be the most cleanly, as it seems they've taken this race pretty seriously.
Centennial saying, seeing the 80 fluctuate between 3rd and 9th.
Absolutely. I've been there as a, a owner slash driver. It's having your car out there and a second driver in there, watching car go back and forth between a position you want, a position you don't. It's very frightening, because you don't know if something's wrong until they come back up.
And that's one of the downsides of this Motorspeedway type racing. Back and forth draft mandatory racing is that what this pack is doing right now is actually smart. They're honestly cycling through. And the car would move the most weird as well. They had almost every turn on every lap. So they're able to take a little bit more time each time.
And it is definitely working. I'm currently lap.
It may not be enough to take the lead, but there's an argument to be made that it would be much better for half that pack just put the anchors on for reasons.
Yeah. Maybe a squirrel went out on the track. I don't know.
Actually, I'm not sure of the track.
But looks like everyone's gonna come in for their last stop, or some of the guys are gonna come in for their last stop of the race. A little bit of extra taking that extra
Pulling the time down to 11 seconds per.
at 11 second, and it's between the lead car and the not. It's more cars. Let's go to the leaders here. There's a leader of the 21, and he's going to come in with the 13 right behind him. As hopefully we can see the as the pit cycles through, as the cars cycle through, we can see where everyone ends up.
Easier said than done. I guess odd strategy that the leaders split. This will throw a wrench in things.
Looks like the 21 just took 2. Ooh, as he leaves the pits.
Well, no. 10 laps left. All you need is 1 can of fuel and enough tires to get you there.
Yep. All you need is a splash.
If there's the strat, then you take it.
You know, perfect example of 2 versus 4. The 13 took 4, and he's right behind the 21 again. But I would say there's about a second, half second between them. Enough to lose the draft. Or everyone ends up. Yeah. Yeah, it's a long race. Not a long race anymore. We have less than 10 laps to go. It's bold strategy. Let's see if it pays out for him. This old Atlanta, it was a 2-surface track. You had the racing groove, which is made of asphalt, and the bottom side, which is concrete. Or I believe the pit road is made of concrete. Absolutely. You got those 2 big bumps in 2 and 4, out of 2 and out of 4, and it's also made of concrete, so you have that less grip. Concrete, if you don't know, has less surface growth, more slippery surface than asphalt because it's smoother when it's poured. And even though they turned it to concrete around mid to late 90s, they still tear up the concrete pretty roughly. I think it was 2004 where Jeff Gordon, proverbial Jeff Gordon, they had the red flag race because Jeff Gordon's car broke a piece of concrete off into 3. Not anymore. Everyone's followed through. Not right behind. 6.5 seconds back. But no, absolutely. Now 8.2 seconds. Absolutely. It's definitely an interesting cycle. I'm sure that some of these guys have not pitted yet, and they just did. And even though that 21 is around a bunch of lapped cars, he still has a bunch of drafting help. He has a 9.3 second cushion.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's going up high, which doesn't stress the tires as much. And the car has been on rails around the
Absolutely.
So,
Make
one half does to the other. It's going to take a monumental effort to take this race
Absolutely. Seems like as if in qualifying, though they started in 22nd, it seems like they almost sandbagged the qualifying just for what? Fun?
It could be one of those situations where it was a bad day, or just a rough qualifying, or the car was built for a race and not qualifying.
That definitely could be true. A lot of these teams change setups pre and post qualifying. Some people actually just change engines, transmissions, specifically for qualifying, even though that technically loses them the qualifying position. It's good to know, you know. A lot of times those qualifying engines are experimental engines that they want to try out at a track. We get to lap 64 with 2 to go. Oh, the 21 on is about 13 seconds ahead of the 14 GP Luxembourg.
It's just a massive shifts in the major pack. I don't know if I'm guessing it's a big pack and they've just rotated out a bunch of people, but the lap 64 update for the main ticker, it looks like half of the running order for the top 10 changed.
Definitely is kind of a... It looks like the 21 just took the white flag based on the ticker. Yep, there's the white flag. It's like Escobar.
Close of a field in Atlanta as I've ever seen, to a spread out as close of a field in Atlanta as I've ever seen.
I know. These cars are definitely a interesting set. Even though all these cars are spec cars created by the affiliation between General Motors, Pontiac, their Pontiac division, and the ARCA series. Definitely interesting spread out. As we complete the race, looks like Ford gonna get the win? Ooh, side by side for third. Or fourth, I'm sorry. Side by side for the 4 and the 13. But 13's 1 lap down. So it won't be a deciding. It's going to be the 4 and 4th and the 18th and 5th. In 5th.
Isn't it too young, but the 80 did lose a couple positions on that lap.
Yes.
Not terribly so.
And
Still in the top 10 for sure.
absolutely. Top 10 is good for any team. And
Lots of lap cars.
yeah.
Lots of almost lap cars.
Yeah. And it looks like the 21's going to win 3 races in a row for this race. For the ARCA Remax series sponsored by Pontiac. Definitely I would call it less than a tear, more of a domination
Yeah.
by that 21 team.
Of course, we had the one DNF of the 78.
Void Motorsports has something special in that car. Unfortunately, we don't hear any information off from the crowd because they are just pixels. Sure, 21 car is going off to the ARCA hauler to get a thorough inspection. After these 3 races, I wouldn't be too happy if I was the officiating company.
I can understand that, but again, everyone, you're gonna run into something like this every once in a while, where someone just happens to have basically the ace, and they just are able to walk all over everybody. It's not really fair, but it happens. Even in a spec series, because I can't tell you how many times I've watched IROC races in the past, and it would just be one person who even just spins out on accident and would just walk all over the field.
So, from the officiating group, the 78 dropped a valve in the motor, unfortunately. That's a full engine rebuild.
Yeah.
Hopefully that 78 team learns from that. Make a better engine, more reliable engine.
Just be a supply issue, or maybe they were testing their supply. So that is still the upper half. So if they'd blown the piston out the sidewall, then there'd been a bigger issue.
Though from General Motors, from my understanding, they do come crated, but it is the team's responsibility to thoroughly go through the motor, make sure it works, make sure it's all nice and happy. Although GM has their own quality testing.
Initially, I don't know if these engines are sealed. If they are, then once they race, they're not allowed to.
I'm sure our officiating companies will make sure that these car engines are sealed.
Indeed.
We are just reporters. We don't know anything.
I couldn't even tell I didn't even realize what time it was. I apologize again for that. I'll make sure that I'm prompt and professional next time.
You were professional, just not prompt.
Well, 1 out of 2 is only 500. I'm aiming for better.
That's still a pass. 1 out of 2.
Maybe in baseball.
But another absolutely dominating win for Josh Trake and the Void Motorsports team.
GP Luxembourg in second.
Rose Rayedna for I would believe her first podium.
Gotta be hyped up for that. Reddick in fourth. Good showing at the end. Able to go around everybody in that second pack.
Well, not first podium for Rose Rayedna. Got a third at USA International Speedway.
Oh, that's right. Still fighting with all the guys and showing up.
It's all we care about. As a reporter, I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to get canceled. I was about to say something that I shouldn't have said on air.
That's why you have the internal filter.
Yes, although my internal filter is quite broken.
Kept clean and well maintained.
And mine's broken. Mine's quite broken. I have no filter. It's quite poor. I bought a poor filter.
I recommend K&N. Just make sure you get the spray.
Yes. Get that what do they call it? the cleaning spray and the re-oil kit
Yes.
for at your local Advanced Auto Parts for like $50.
And
Yeah, side tangent. I can't believe they make you pay $50 for a little spray full of mineral oil and basically Kleenex.
I don't think it was $50.
Anyway, I don't run Kin, and I run a Volant intake on my truck. And it doesn't matter what oil I have in my classic Volkswagen, because it's an oil bath filter. It doesn't really matter.
I actually have a 97 F-250 that what K&N was put on, and it hadn't been cleaned in 20 years.
Lovely. That must have been fun to
So that
clean out.
cleaning solution was well worth the money. It's actually sitting in the truck right now, so it saved the filter. I'll give it that.
Yes. So, here's your top 10 standings and your Papyrus Racing News. Skip it. Thank you so much for
Racing news. The only racing news that you trust. This is the only racing news.
yes.
I'm Brian Lane. Thank you for letting me join you.
No problem. This is Andrew Moger. I run and officiate the series. Thank you all so much for joining us today for Race 3 of the ARCA Remax series sponsored by Pontiac. I hope I see you all next week where we are... Let me check the schedule because I don't have that memorized.
Did we ever?
No, we never think about the schedule. Where next week we are at the Charlotte Roval.
Tasty.
So that will be entertaining. And then after that week we're gonna have our first dirt race at Bowman Gray Stadium.
I'll make sure to bring napkins.
Bring napkins and a lot of helmet tear-offs. I'm sure that they'll be good on the week. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. And I'd like to thank you all. Good night. And make a screenshot of this. I don't use